We're going to start about middle, slightly forward of the middle of the mat today. Feet in parallel, hip width apart. Draw the shoulders back. Good. And just pull up as tall as you can. I want you to pay attention to your feet. Check in to see where you're placing your body weight. What we want is to be evenly placed between the heels, the big toes, and the pinky toe side of the foot. So nice and even in that tripod. And remember, your hip width distance apart is about your fist width, your own fist width between those feet. From here, pull up through the legs. Imagine your legs are getting longer in the front and shorter in the back. Draw the pelvic floor up. Think of your sits bones drawing in and lifting into your pelvis. Sorry, I thought there was a bug on me. That's just a hair. Phew, close one. And from here, we're going to think of the belly button drawing in to your spine. Making sure the ribs are resting not exclusively in front of the body, but underneath and behind you as well. So you soften those ribs down, and you want to feel the rib cage partially in front of you, partially behind you. From here, we draw the shoulder blades back. We want those scapula laying flat on the back of your skeleton, the arms reaching long and the palms facing in. If you were looking straight ahead at a mirror, you would only see your thumbs, not the fronts of the hands. Only the thumbs. Lift the crown of the head up off those shoulders. Take an inhale. And exhale. Bring your head down just a little bit. Keep your chin off of your chest. And then take the upper back down. Think of the ribs drawing in and up, like a Heimlich maneuver. Drawing the belly button in and up as you bend those knees. We're going to hinge. And I want you to feel that low back stretch. So imagine the back of the sacral bone, the very bottom of that sacral bone is heavy like a paperweight. And it's staying in place now as we round through that low back. I want the knees bent because it's not about a hamstring stretch. I want you in a low back release. Reach those arms long. Pull your collarbones flat across your chest. Keep your weight biased to your toes. Take an inhale. And exhale, lift your belly button up. Lift those bottom ribs up into the ceiling. Draw the sits bones down. Straighten the legs, and then restack that spine one vertebra at a time. I have to pull my hair up, otherwise my hair is going to be all up in my microphone. We're going to inhale. Exhale, go again from the crown of the head. The upper back. Drawing the ribs in and up to the ceiling, the belly button in and up as you bend those knees. And then we round forward, really draping the spine down. Draping that spine. Nice big inhale at the bottom. And exhale, lifting the bottom ribs up to the ceiling. Keeping the collarbones flat. Inhale at the top. Check in with the rib cage. Make sure it's not out in front of you. It's not sinking back. It's stacked right above that pelvis. Inhale. Exhale, roll down. Final roll down. We go through the crown of the head, the upper back, the mid back. We bend the knees and we hinge, bringing those fingertips to the floor. Make sure those hands are directly under your shoulders. We don't want the hands out in front of you. We want them right underneath. And then we exhale, drawing the weight forward over those toes. Think of those bottom ribs lifting to the ceiling. The sits bones drawing down to your heels. Restack the spine, one vertebra at a time, pulling up nice and tall. And now from here, we're going to cross one foot in front of the other. We're going to do our Joseph Pilates transition to the mat. Hands on the arms. We're going to bend the knees, lifting the heels, and then lower yourself down, 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 down. See if you can sit without flopping. Very good. Take those feet parallel hip width apart. And remember that fist width between those 2 feet. Grab behind the thighs. And I want you to draw upright onto your sits bones. The knees can be really bent here, or you can step them further away. It just depends on what feels comfortable to you. But I don't want you stuck back here on your tailbone. I want you to lift up. You can even take your hands behind you and kind of just pull up and try to pull up away from those hands. Feel that length in the low back. We're going to draw the shoulders down and back. Try to set your scapula in neutral. So you should feel the shoulders down and slightly back. And now I want you to pull yourself up and try not to pull with your biceps. Try to pull with the backs of those arms. Use those inner thighs so that the legs don't splay apart. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, draw the belly button into your spine, and you're going to peel yourself forward off of that invisible wall into a C curve. Eyes are looking just over those knees. So I haven't shifted backwards off my sits bones yet. I'm still on my sits bones. And now lengthen and restack the spine, pulling up. Exhale, we round the spine. Going into that C curve, practicing that C curve shape. Remember, those eyes are over the knees. And we're rolling forward. The shoulder blades are back. Check those shoulder blades. And then we lengthen through the spine. And we pull up. One more time. We're going to round the spine all the way forward. Take the arms out straight, palms facing each other, arms shoulder width apart, parallel to the floor. We're going to roll back nice and slow. Start walking those feet back a little bit. Keep the collarbones flat. And roll down. Taking the feet in again. One more time. Knees bent, feet flat. Arms by your sides. Draw the shoulders back, keeping those feet the same distance apart. And if you want, you can take your feet together and your knees together. And then we can do our little trick to find our parallel position. You can separate the toes, making a V shape with your feet, and then lift. Go parallel and place the heels back down so that now we are about that hip width distance apart and our feet should be evenly spaced. Take a moment to find your neutral pelvis, rocking the pelvis towards you and then rocking the pelvis away. Kind of going into your posterior tilt of the pelvis and into the anterior tilt of the pelvis. And what we want to see is that the hip bones and the pubic bone are passing through neutral and then rocking back. And passing through neutral and rocking forward. And if you'd like, you could even place the heels of the hands on your hip bones. Bring your fingertips together to make a triangle position, triangle shape. And find your neutral. Check to make sure the heels of the hands and the pubic bone are the same height. I want you to keep that level. And now draw your belly button and your abdominals away from your thumbs. And what you want is to feel kind of that skin pull taut underneath the thumbs. So you have that core engaged. Take the arms down by your, actually, let's keep the hands here. I changed my mind. Keep the hands here. Take an inhale. Just a regular inhale into the belly, exhale out. So when you breathe into your belly, you can feel the thumbs rise, right? You can feel the belly expand and exhale. This time, draw the belly button into your spine. Keep it there and try not to lift your belly into your hands. Now you're going to breathe into your rib cage. We inhale. No change in the pelvis. And exhale. And again, we inhale. No change in the pelvis. Breathing into those ribs and exhale. If you're having a hard time feeling that, you can change your hands to the side of the rib cage. And we breathe into your hands and exhale. Now, as often as you can remember to breathe this way during your Pilates classes, please do, so that we can keep those abdominals engaged. You don't want to inhale and lose your abdominal connection. It could be a critical moment where we're trying to protect the back. Exhale. Glide your arms down by your sides. Take another inhale through the ribs. And on your next exhale, I don't want you to imprint. I just want you to pull the belly button deeper into your spine. And another inhale, hold it. This time, I want you to draw the low abdominals down and try to flatten the low back into your imprint. Try not to move your pelvis. Try not to move don't just tuck. Draw those abs in, in, and you get that really deep layer of those abdominals, that deep connection. And now from here, we're gonna tilt the pelvis towards you more. We're going to tuck and draw the sits bones up to the backs of the knees. We're going to push the pubic bone up to the ceiling as we lift the pelvis, followed by the low back and the mid back. And at the very last moment, if you're in hip extension, we let the upper back come up as well. Inhale, pause at the top. Check in with those hamstrings, those inner thighs, the ribs to hip bones. These suspenders are nice and tight at the top. Don't let them go. The collarbones are flat. We're pushing with those arms. Lift a little higher in the hips. Exhale, peel back down. Take the chest bone down. And the ribs. Keep the pubic bone pushing to the ceiling, and then the belly button draws in. The hips are lifting. We're tilting that pelvis. Once the low back is down, release the glutes. Rock back to neutral pelvis with your abdominals. Again, inhale. Exhale, think belly button to spine, and then spine to mat without moving the pelvis. And then we're gonna tilt and peel up, pushing down into your feet and then peeling up. And you really want to think like the hip crease here is what's coming up, and it's like a flower blossoming towards the ceiling. The spine is that nice strong stem. We lengthen. Inhale here. Exhale, anchor that stem back down into the earth and pull back down, keeping the hips nice and high. Release the glutes and rock back to neutral pelvis. If you're getting a lot of tension on the knee joints, try scooting your feet forward just a little bit, just a tiny little inch, and that might make it a little bit better. You might be too close. We're gonna inhale, exhale, draw the abs in. Think of hollowing out the abdominals, creating a bowl shape with those abs, imprinting. And it doesn't have to look like a bowl, it just has to feel like a bowl. And we push the heels down, all the weight in the heels. You should be able to flex those feet and dorsiflex and lift those feet off, right? And place them back down. Peel the spine up, pushing into those hips, lifting into that nice straight line, drawing those abs in, arms open. Inhale, exhale, drawing down. Relax your throat. If you tense up the throat, you're gonna get stuck in your very, very top vertebrae up here. You want that articulation in those top thoracic vertebrae. So really try to relax in the relax in that neck. Inhale. Exhale, drawing those abs in, and peel the spine up, pushing the knees forward. I want the hamstrings and the abs working really hard to hold this position. Arms up, or sorry, arms open. Inhale. Exhale, peel back down. Retucking that pelvis, don't just let it go. Keep the front of the hip crease flat. Good, I see a hamstring cramp over there. We're doing good work. And back to neutral. Let's take the arms up to the ceiling, palms in. Open the arms out to the side into your T position. And if you're on a raised mat table like I am, you can hold the sides of the table. Otherwise, that T position is fine. We're going to draw the abdominals into that imprint. Again, trying not to tuck the pelvis. You just want the imprint. And then we're going to take one leg to tabletop. The knee goes over the hip. We take the second leg to tabletop. Squeeze the legs together. If you're having a not so great day for the low back and this tabletop is uncomfortable, you can of course just bring the legs together, feet down, and do your spine twist supine here today. Otherwise, we're going to keep those legs up. Shins parallel to the floor. We're going to pay attention to the sacral bone. Rock side to side a little bit. Just kind of feel the back of the sacral bone. Just kind of wiggle, right? And we want to feel that that is the center of the sacral bone. Now, we're going to inhale as we roll off the center of the sacral bone to the right. of the sacral bone. And then on your exhale, think of the opposite rib pulling those legs back to center. And now we roll off the center of the sacral bone to the left, and you should feel the weight of your legs. Exhale, the ribs draw that pelvis back to center. Again, inhale. Twisting that spine, keeping your opposite shoulder blade down, and we exhale, pull back through that center. Use those inner thighs, squeeze them together. We inhale up and over, keeping your opposite shoulder blade down. And then these ribs, draw them in and pull back to center. Again, I like to imagine there's a little guy under my hip and he's giving my hip a little push to the ceiling. Just think of a little green army man underneath that hip. Little tiny, right here. And it just gives you the little push up to the ceiling. And exhale, pull those abs back in. Just imagine that little assist happening. A little guy helping you up and over. Relax your neck. Exhale. If you're doing spine twist supine correctly, your abdominals should be really, really working for this. You should feel the weight of the legs. The pelvis feels heavy. Exhale. Back to center. Check in with your tabletop. Is it still parallel to the floor, or are we up here? Are we down here? Make sure that that knee joint stays at 90. Exhale, pulling those abs back in. Even yourself out. We'll do once more to the left. And exhale, pulling back to center. And then place one foot down and the other foot down. Feet in parallel, hip width apart. Find your neutral spine again. Interlace those fingers together, webbing to webbing, nice and tight. These hands have to hold your head weight. Place the hands on the back of your head, on the lower part of the skull, not on the neck. Stay away from your neck. Keep your thumbs together with the family. Float those elbows off the table if they're back here. Right. Draw the shoulder blades down and forward to the ceiling. Elbows are floating just only as far open as they can maintain and agree with that neutral shoulder. From here, we inhale. On your exhale, glide your ribs to your hip bones. Feel your chest and your head lifting together as one unit as you lift into your spinal flexion. We're going to do a little variation here. Go ahead and take those hands away. Grab the thighs. Look at your pelvis. Drop that pubic bone down away from you. It should still be in this neutral position, not in a posterior tilt. You're going to use your biceps to pull yourself up a little higher. Just see if you've got a little more range. Maybe the back's a little tight and we need a little help. Take the hands away. Back behind the head, don't lose that height. Put your head weight in your hands. Feel that work leave the neck and go into the abs. Exhale, lower back down. If you're lucky, you get a little shake. We want the shake. Inhale. Exhale, lifting the head and chest together as one unit. Trying to get that imprint without the pelvis tucking. Grab the legs. Bend your elbows and pull yourself in deeper and deeper. And now see if we can hold it. Take the hands away. Keep the chest lift as you rest your head weight back into your hands. Activate those arms, this serratus anterior working, firing really hard so that your head can rest in your arms. Lift a little higher. Lower the head and chest. Good. If your abs are already on fire, congratulations, you're doing chest lift correctly. Inhale. Exhale. Glide those ribs to the hip bones. If you're not feeling the work yet, dig a little deeper, as Rael says. Pull those arms in nice and tight. Check that pelvis. Make sure the sits bones are down. We're holding that chest lift. We're taking the hands to the knees now and to the ceiling. Interlace those hands behind the head. Rest your head weight. Feel that work. Go lower on those abs. And then lower the head and chest back down. Inhale. Exhale. Ooh, my knee started cramping. Exhale, lift the head and chest. Weird time for the knee cramp. Grab those thighs. Pull yourself up closer to your thighs. We're gonna let go. Take the hands to the knees. Hands to the ceiling. Interlace those hands behind the head. Rest your head in your hands. Lift higher. Lift that pelvic floor and lower back down. Okay, one more inhale to come into chest lift so we can go into chest lift with rotation. Inhale. Exhale, lift the head and chest. This time we stay. Inhale. Exhale, reach the arms away from you, but don't grab the thighs. Just lift to the knees. Imagine you're holding a ball. I want you to put that ball to the right of your right thigh, and then back to center, and then move the ball outside the left thigh. Your shoulders and wrists should be in a line, so this rotation is happening from your trunk, from the waist, and rotate. So you're seeing that line. Now don't lose that. Take your hands to the right. Take your hands behind your head. Don't change the shape. Come back to center. Reach the arms out. Push that ball to the left. Hold it. Don't change your shape. Take your hands behind your head. Come back to center. Again, reach the arms out. Push that imaginary ball to the side. Lift towards it. Take the hands away. And come back to center. And again, one more time, reach those hands. Remember, this is a variation. It's not pure chest lift with rotation. Take the hands away. Back to center. Lower the head and chest. Woo! That was a good one. We're doing it again. Inhale. I'm glad you think so. We get to do it twice. Exhale, lift the head and chest. Oh my goodness. Chest feels heavy now. Grab your legs, give yourself a little boost. We earned it. We're gonna do 4 chest lift with rotations as they are normally done. No help from the arms. Take the hands behind the head. They live here now. Exhale, rotate away from me. And back to center. Exhale, rotate towards me. And back to center. Again, exhale, rotate away from me. And back to center. Keep those elbows open, Stephen. Exhale, rotate. Thank you. And back to center. 2 more. Exhale, rotate. And back to center. And think of a steering wheel turning. Back to center. 1 more time. Exhale, dig deep. And center. And exhale, rotate. Back to center. Grab those thighs. Give yourself a little boosty boost. Take those hands away behind the head and lower back down. Okay, enough of that. Circle the arms around by your sides. Tilt the knees to the side, just a little stretch. And the other side. And back to center. We're gonna go into single leg lift. We're gonna give those abs a little break, give the spinal flexors a break, I should say. Obliques are still gonna stay on. Pay attention to this pelvis, staying nice and neutral. I want you to pull those abdominals away. Imagine you have a string attached to both hip bones. You can even draw a line there with your fingertips. You can kind of feel that. And then pull away from it. And you want that nice and active right here. Take an inhale. On your exhale, lift the leg furthest from me up to tabletop. No change of the pelvis. Draw the knee slightly into your hip crease. Again, no change of the pelvis, no imprint, no tilt, no nothing. We inhale, lowering the thigh bone down. Tap, exhale, lift up. Really feel the weight of the leg. Exhale, pull in. Sometimes these fundamental classes are the absolute hardest because you have to really find that work. The more proficient you get, the deeper you get a dig, and then the more you feel it. Inhale, lower. And exhale, lift. We'll do our 5. And then place the foot down. Toe ball heel right next to the other foot. And not together. I'm still hip width apart. Lift your left leg up, or your opposite leg, whichever one was on the ground just now. Drawing that knee in. No imprint, no tilt. We still feel that we're on the middle of that sacral bone. Lower the thigh bone down. Tap and exhale, lift. Focusing on that hip disassociation, so we only move from the hip joint, that ball and socket joint. Inhale, lower. Tap and exhale, take it just slightly past that hip crease, about that 10 degrees. Inhale, tap and exhale, lift. No change of the knee joint. Last one, we go inhale down. Exhale, float that leg back up and stay. From here, we're going into leg changes. Imagine a pane of glass between those legs. You're going to draw in close to it and then switch the legs. Exhale and exhale. Take your time. No rush. Feeling those abdominals staying connected. Now that both legs are up, there's a higher chance that you're going to arch away from the mat. Make sure that we're neutral, we're not imprinted, but watch that you're not allowing this back to lift. You want to keep this support from the abdominals. We go 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Bring your legs together. If you're feeling your low back and you need to imprint a little bit, I will accept that, but just know we're trying to stay neutral. Or you can place the feet down. We're going to take the arms up to the ceiling. Palms up to the ceiling, shoulders down and back. Keep those ribs from flaring towards the ceiling. We don't want to see this. We want those ribs down. Exhale, lift the arms. Pause here for a moment. Make sure your shoulder blades are touching the mat still. And now we lift the head and chest, and arms come down parallel to the floor. Check your shoulder blades again. Inhale, take those arms up just above the knees. Lower the head and chest. Reach the arms back. We exhale, arms. Check the shoulder blades. Lift the head and chest and lower those arms. And inhale, arms come up. Lower the head and chest and reach back. Exhale, arms, head and chest. Arms, and we take those arms up, lower the head and chest and back down. We're going to do 3 more 100 preps. We go arms, feel those shoulder blades, lift the head and chest and arms down. That's commonly where we lose the scapular stability, is right here when those arms come up and there's no more shoulder blades on the mat. Feel those shoulder blades, lift with the chest, arms down, and take those arms up, lower the head and chest and reach back. Let's do 1 more. Exhale, arms, head and chest, and arms. And we're going to hold here for a moment. We're going to lift a little higher. We're going to find gratitude that 100 is in module 2, and we're not doing it. Take those arms up, lower the head and chest, reach the arms overhead. We're going to glide one leg out straight and the other leg out straight, and reach those legs long. Splay those ribs, get a big stretch. And now put them back. Enough of that. Enough splaying the ribs. I'm going to move my mic a little bit. Guys, if I start getting muffled and you can't hear me online, feel free to unmute and yell at me. Reach those arms overhead. Shoulders back and down. Soften those ribs. The legs are glued together. From here, we're going into a nice roll up. I don't want to see the arms back here on the ground if it means that we're coming out of this position. We want the ribs down. Feel the mid back touching the mat. And then the shoulders down in the sockets. It's okay if the arms don't touch the ground. That's fine. I'm okay with that. We're going to inhale as we take the arms up. Lift the head and chest. And then lower the arms down by your sides. From here, if you need to bend the knees, that's okay. We're going to exhale, peel up. And shift forward. Find that C curve. Let's stay here for a moment. Pull those shoulder blades back. Check that your gaze is above your knees. You want the shoulders forward, not stacked above your pelvis. We want forward, 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 forward. Eyes over the knees, eyes over the knees. Forward more, forward more. Thank you. Inhale. Exhale. Imagine that you have a string attached to that belly button. It's pulling you backwards. Rolling off of those sits bones onto the sacral bone. And continue rolling on that sacral bone. If you need to bend the knees, that's okay. Hit the low back, take the arms up, lower the head and chest, and reach the arms back. Again, inhale, arms, head and chest, arms, parallel to the ground. Open the clavicles. The pecs have nothing to do with this. We're gonna exhale, lift with your abs only. The abs only, the abs only. Don't cheat. Don't use that momentum. Keeping your C curve. Inhale. Exhale, roll back. Pull those shoulder blades back. I caught myself on that one. Lift the arms up. We're all human. Inhale, take the arms up. Lift the head and chest. Arms down by your sides. Get deep into that C curve. Get deeper, get deeper, get deeper. Now keep it. Hinge it forward from your hip crease. Good. Oftentimes what happens is it's well-meaning. We're trying to like lift, right? But you want to make sure you hold that C curve and that it just hinges forward, right? You don't want to lift the spine and then go, oops, let me find that C curve again. Try to hold it from that chest lift position. Exhale, pull those abs in. Draw the hip bones up to your ribs. The pubic bone towards your hip bones. And then lower down. And back. Again, inhale. Collarbones flat, exhale, peel it up. Woo. Inhale, hold. Exhale, roll down. Collarbones flat. Take those arms up and back. One more time. Inhale, arms, head and chest. Arms, open the chest, peel it up. Just the abs, just the abs. Find that C curve. Pause here. We're going to lengthen and lift the spine. Up tall. You're going to dorsiflex those feet. Go ahead and lift your right leg up, open, place it down. With control, left leg up, open, and place it down, pulling up nice and tall. Get up in those sits bones, nice and tall here. Imagine you're sitting up against a wall. If you have a wall at home, feel free to cozy up against it. It's a great tactile cue. Shoulder blades back. Take an inhale. Exhale, peel yourself off of that imaginary wall. We're gonna roll down, taking the head down, keep your chin off of your chest. Leave a space there. And then draw the upper back down. Same cues from the roll down. Think the ribs go in and up, and now the belly button goes in and up as you articulate through that spine. At the bottom here, if you have more hip flexibility, you can stick the booty out and shift forward. And then exhale, draw back in, and restack that spine. Check the collarbones. Make sure they didn't end up over here. Inhale. Exhale. Being precise about your movement. See if you can feel each vertebra articulating. Try not to drop your hands to the floor. And then we hinge if you've got the room. If you don't worry about it. That's fine. Exhale. Draw those abs in. That's extra credit. Not required. If you're feeling like you're getting a lot of low back, you might be sitting back here. Bend your knees, rock side to side. Feel your butt bones, and then sit on the front of them, almost like you're trying to sit on your pubic bone. And then try it here. Inhale, exhale, roll down, peeling away. We have to get the low back. We don't want to demonize the low back because we do need that work. We do need that core muscle, that multifidus in the low back is really important for our core. Really, really deep back extensor. And it's the one that's mostly doing the stability work when you lift up. If you think of taking your ribs off of your pelvis and you feel that stability, you feel that work, that's good. We want that. Exhale, roll down. You just want to not be only in your back because then we're taking on too much load. And hinge forward into that hamstring range if you've got it. And then roll it up. Restacking the spine. From here, we take the legs. Actually, take the legs together. Turn the palms up. Open the arms to the side. Draw the shoulder blades back. Lift taller. Again, bend the knees if you need to. We're going to inhale, twist, twist. Sorry, exhale, twist, twist. Back to center. And Every time you rotate, think of growing taller, taller, center, taller, taller, center, up, up, center, and up, center, and keep those feet nice and still. I don't want to see any shifting side to side like this. This means you're cheating. That's not spinal rotation. Why do I want to breathe backwards today? One more time. And exhale, exhale, center. Point the feet. Take the arms forward into your C curve. Take your weight slightly back just to your sits bones. Without moving, pull the legs in, in, in. Pick them up. Grab your ankles. Draw the shoulder blades back. Squeeze those legs together. And from here, we're going to go into roll like a ball. You're going to tuck the pelvis, and we draw in. We roll back. Whoops. Don't kick your feet. And you want to pull your legs in as close as you can. It's okay if your feet aren't in a perfect point here. Get it really, really tight. Draw the shoulders really far back. Elbows open. Inhale. Exhale up. No momentum. Inhale. Exhale up. Don't let those feet touch. Inhale back. Exhale up. Become a ball. Round things roll. You have to make the spine round. You have to keep it round. If you don't keep your spine round, you will not roll. Inhale back. Exhale up. Keep your eyes on your knees and keep them the same distance away from your face. You don't want your knees coming in towards your face. You don't want the knees dropping away. They just stay. I like to look right a little lower on my thighs, but I look right between the knees. One more time for good measure. Inhale back. Exhale up and stay, and stay, and stay. And from here, we're going to place the feet down. Elongate the legs, send the legs out straight, arms parallel to the floor, legs together. Exhale, roll down. Shoulders back. Nice and slow. And then lower the spine. This time, keep your arms down by your sides. Take your right leg to tabletop. Extend that leg to the ceiling. It's nice and stretched out. We're going to flex that foot back towards you. And from here, we're going into leg circles. Cross your midline, go down and around and up. Cross the midline, down, around, and up. Keeping your opposite leg still and your pelvis still. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Remember, this knee can be bent if need be, but get that knee right above the hip crease. Pause at the top, reverse. We go, inhale and exhale. If you have the range, make it big, but make sure we're not going rocking side to side with the pelvis to get that. It has to be nice and steady. And steady. And exhale and pause. Point your foot, bend your knee. Glide your leg out straight, reaching that leg long, noticing how much longer it feels than the left leg. And we're going to take the other leg up to tabletop. Extend that leg to the ceiling. And if you don't have this range, that's okay. A bent knee is fine right here, as long as the knee over the hip. We're going to extend, pull those toes back towards you. And we're going to go into leg circles. Cross the midline, down and up. Cross the midline, down and up. Inhale. Exhale. Keeping the hips nice and still. Using those obliques. And exhale. We always do 5. If we're being proper about our reps, other way. Inhale. And exhale. Sometimes we go for extra credit, we do more. And exhale. And 3. Pay attention to those hips. Don't let them move. 4. Relax your neck. 3. Whoops, I started counting the other way. That was 5. Point the foot. Bend your knee to tabletop. Glide the leg out straight. Reach those legs nice and long. We're gonna take the arms up, overhead. We're gonna turn to your side. This bottom arm is out straight, palm up to the ceiling. You're going to scoop your waist up so that your ribs are supported in a neutral spine position. You want the spine in a nice straight line. You don't want the spine in a curve right here because we're sinking against the floor. So you're gonna lift that rib cage. Place the hands down. Tuck the belly button into your spine. We're going to lengthen and lift those legs, whoa, off of the ground. My hips feel different. I got an adjustment done and now they feel like new hips. We're gonna inhale. On your exhale, pull your hip crease, your hip bone, up to your ribs on the top side. Pull it up. And then lower it back down. Keep supporting your rib cage. Exhale, the hip goes up to the ribs. And inhale away. Again, exhale, pull with those obliques. And then lower it down. Nice and slow. Don't let those legs touch the ground. Remember, they stay together like one unileg. And notice my feet are still next to each other perfectly. They never shift this way or that way. They always stay connected. Let's do 2 more. Exhale. Really thinking of these abdominals here. We glide the hip in, we glide the hip out. You want to feel your abdominals and a little bit of back extensors here. If you only feel abs, you might be rolled backwards or tucking your pelvis too much. If you feel your back, you need to draw those abs in more. So try to get the spine perfectly neutral. Last one. Exhale. And inhale away. And from here, we're going to go ahead and take the feet forward. We're going to sit on up and swing around to the other side. Reach the legs out long. Palm of the hand up, rest your head, scoop the abs in. You're going to take that waist up so that the ribs are not sinking on the mat. The ribs are lifted so that the spine is in a straight line. Place the hand down, lift the feet, draw that belly button to your spine, and from here, we go exhale into your lateral flexion and away. The feet lift up when the waist goes down. The waist comes up, the feet go down. Kind of like a teeter-totter. And inhale. And this top hip drawing straight up into the ribs, shortening this space, and then elongate. Don't forget to send the hip away again. I see this a lot where people draw in, they get stuck here, and then they just start lifting and lowering the feet. This isn't it. You have to push the hip away. Think of the tide coming in, the tide pushing back out. It has to come back out. Exhale. Otherwise, you got nowhere to go. 2 more. Exhale. Check in with your hips. Make sure that you're nice and stacked. If you're too far forward, you will feel your back. If you're too far back, you'll just be in your hip flexors. So make sure you're in those lateral flexors. Last one. Exhale. And lower down. Place the legs down on the floor. Roll onto your stomach. Make sure you're in the middle of that mat. Circle the arms around by your sides, palms in. We're going to draw the belly button to the spine. Legs together in parallel because we're doing back extension, the exercise called back extension, which only takes you into your upper back, right? So we have parallel legs. We're going to inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Imagine that you have a little turtle head that's lengthening out of its turtle shell. And then we're opening the chest, pulling the shoulder blades back. Ribs are still down. Exhale, lower. Back down. And again, do not let your low back get in here. Push your pubic bone down, draw the belly button up and in. Inhale through the crown of the head, out. Use your inhale to help you, because remember that inhale is linked to your back extension. So oftentimes we choose to inhale on an extension because of that. That inhale will help you. Time it so that you inhale as you lift. And exhale down. And another just friendly reminder to get those arms off of the ground. Put them by your sides. Inhale, lengthen and lift. No one's doing it in-house, but I figure someone's probably doing it online. I got you. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. The arms are almost the hardest part about this. Really focus on those shoulder blades. And you may need to kind of try some of these, right? Where you lower the arms, you pull the shoulder blades back, and you just practice this squeeze and kind of mobilize and just practice this squeeze, right? And exhale down. On this next one, you're going to take your forearms down by your sides. We're going to push into the elbows and lift up and back into a little rest position, resting your forehead down. Nice big inhale. And a nice long exhale. Keep those legs together, sitting back on those heels. And exhale. We're going to go ahead and come on up onto our hands and knees. Shoulders over the wrists. Knees under the hips. You can go onto your fists here if you'd like, with the palms facing in. If this is more comfortable for your body, you can roll up the edge of the mat, stick it under the heels of the hands, whatever you got to do. We're going to take an inhale. Elongate through the spine. I want you to pull your belly button up into your spine. Think like what we were doing in our warm-up at the very beginning of mat class, where we went belly button to spine and then spine to mat. Do that, except we go belly button to spine and then spine to ceiling. So you're not trying to tuck the pelvis, nor are you trying to prevent it, but you're really focusing on that lumbar spine into your cat stretch. And now come back to center, lengthening out through the tailbone, out through the crown of the head. Do the turtle head, lengthening out of its shell and the chest bone forward, pulling that sternum to your chin, belly button to spine so that you don't get the pelvis going. I don't want the pelvis, I only want your thoracic spine. And back to center. We want to make sure that we're drawing that belly button in, expanding through the lumbar spine. This is the direction that we're tighter in the lumbar spine. It's the direction we need to work into. Just match the shape. So if this is all you have in the low back, you can see mine's a little bit limited at the moment, so it's a good example. So if this is all you have, I could go more in my thoracic spine, right? I could go all the way here if I wanted, but I'm choosing not to. I'm matching the line of the lumbar. And we come back to center. And then we lengthen through the crown of the head. We lift. The sternum follows the chin. And back to center. Exhale, belly button to spine. I could go more in my thoracic, I'm not going to. We're showing restraint and control and really focusing on the lumbar. Maybe you get a little bit more this time. And back to center. And then lengthen out through the crown of the head, belly button to spine, sits bones drawing in towards each other, lift that pelvic floor. Use your inhale to help you. And back to center. Challenging the spine in its opposite of its natural range of motion. So important, especially nowadays when we're really slouched, we're really hunched over. We have the round shoulders as an epidemic. Even the store mannequins have round shoulder syndrome. Not a good sign. And back to center. You notice that? All the mannequins in the store are like, you'll never be able to unsee it now. So you get the terrible posture of the store mannequins. That's the new normal. I refuse to accept it. Round that lumbar spine. And back to center. Inhale. Sorry for those of you who may have ruined in-person shopping for. And back to center. From here, we're going to go ahead and take a seat on our sits bones. Take the legs around in front of you. Glide the legs out straight. Lift the spine. We're going to flex the feet. Separate those feet. Take the arms to the side, palms forward. We're going to go into saw. Lifting up tall. You can bend your knees if you need. And we're gonna inhale away from me. Feel that range in the spine and take it forward. Hand is on the outside of the foot. Your eyes are looking at your knee. Back arm is palm in, same height as your front arm. Lengthen through the spine and come up to your L shape. Stay rotated. Open the arm, come back to center. And we rotate to the other side. Reaching over, eyes on the knee. Lengthen and lift up. Open the arm, come back to center. I love doing saw near the end of class because feel how much more rotation you have now than when you did twist, or spine twist, excuse me. L shape, T shape, center. Inhale. Reach that front arm, don't bend it. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Open and center. If you have the flexibility, keep your back completely straight as you hinge. And then lengthen and lift. That's the goal. We're trying to stay straight in that spine. Might not happen today. That's okay. But it's the goal. Lengthen and lift up. Open and center. One more time. Inhale. And hinge. Lengthen and lift up. Open and center. And last one. Other way. And hinge. Lengthen and lift up. Open and center. Bring the legs together. Point the feet. Circle the arms forward, rounding that spine. And then from here, you're gonna bend the knees. Grabbing the thighs. Separate those feet. Lift yourself upright. Feel the difference in your body from this position now to how it felt at the beginning of class. Draw those shoulders back. Use those inner thighs. Exhale, round your spine, find that C curve. Notice how much more range we have. Lengthen and lift, using those arms, pulling open, lifting the chest, lifting up onto those sits bones. Again, exhale, round. Just practice finding that shape. Not too much in the upper back, right? We're not sinking back on the low back, we're shifting forward. And lengthen and lift. One more time, we draw the belly button in and we round forward, like we're peeling off of that wall. Use those arms, shoulders back. Practice keeping the scapula where they're supposed to go. Inhale, lengthen. And now from here, we're gonna tuck the legs crisscross. You're gonna come up onto your hands, toes underneath you. You're gonna push yourself up into a nice big upstretch position or an elephant position. Flex those feet, dig your heels in, try to lift your toes. Dig those heels in, try to lift the balls of the feet. And then relax. Step your feet forward into your hands. Bend your knees, switch that hamstring stretch for that low back stretch, and round yourself back up. Nice and slow. Take your time, restacking that spine, open the chest. Inhale. Exhale, roll down from the crown of the head, the upper back, the mid back. Bend those knees, bringing the fingertips to the floor. Pause here. You're going to take the hands just in a kind of tripod position. Take your left foot back, as far back as it can go. Tuck the toes, place the knee down, and lift up into a lunge position, hands on top of the knee. Scoop, whoops, balance. Scoop those abs in, talking to myself as well. And then shift forward. Keep this knee right over the ankle, but you want to really draw those abs in, draw the sits bones in, and feel that stretch in the hip flexor. And if you need more stretch, you can walk your foot a little further, right? Maybe we can go deeper. Try not to push the knees over the toes, though. From here, bring the fingertips down. You're going to flex your front foot and push back. Try to think of laying on your thigh as you go back, back, back. If you have enough hamstring flexibility to where you can switch your grip behind you for a little more balance, you can do that so that you're not loading this back knee so much. Squaring off the hips. Lengthening through the crown of the head. And then come forward. Hands on the knee. This time, we're going to lift that back leg. Try not to fall over. And exhale. Keep thinking of lifting the sits bones, lifting the belly button to the spine. Pulling up tall. Strong back leg. Take the fingertips down. Same thing. We flex and we push back into a straight leg. Trying to keep your spine straight if you can. If you need to keep the knee bent to prioritize that flat back, that's okay. I'm a little bit bent myself. You can also go onto the palms of the hands if that's more comfortable. You may need to bend the knee more though. And then come forward to the lunge. From here, you're going to take the hands forward. You're going to step that knee back in. Roll it up, scoop the abs in. Push into that low back. Stack that spine. Open the chest. Inhale. Exhale. From the crown of the head, draw the ribs up into the ceiling, the belly button up into the ceiling. We bend the knees, going into that low back stretch. Hands down. We're going to take your right foot back out as far as you can get it. And then place that knee down and lift up. Belly button to spine. Toes are tucked underneath you. We always want those toes tucked, just like when you're on the reformer, when your foot's up against that shoulder block. You need those toes tucked forward. Getting into that hip extension, feeling the stretch here in front of that hip, zip those abs in. And then take the hands down. You're going to flex your front foot and hinge back. And again, if you have the flexibility to where you're going really far back and it's uncomfortable on the knee, you just take your hands, switch their position so it's the tripod is a little bit more evened out. Inhale. And exhale. Try to get a nice flat spine. Oops, there we go. That's straight. And come forward. Hands on the knees. Lift the abdominals. Lift the pelvic floor. Use your hamstring. Up we go. Straightening that back knee as straight as you can. Lifting into that hip stretch. And one more breath here. Taking the hands down. Fingertips or the full hands. Flex that foot and push back into as straight as you can get. Nice big inhale. And exhale. Try to stay square in those hips. Ooh, that feels different. Caught myself cheating. And exhale. Getting that hamstring stretch right in the back of this thigh. Back leg strong. And then come back to your lunge. Take the hands forward. You're going to come back and step next to your other foot. Bend those knees. Scoop those abs in. Roll it up. Straightening the legs. Open the chest. Collarbones flat. Let's take one more roll down. Exhale. Upper back. Mid back. Bend the knees. We round the spine. Relaxing the head and neck. Inhale. Exhale. Scoop the abs in. Drawing those sits bones down. Lifting the ribs. Straightening the legs. Stacking the spine. Check those shoulders. Open the chest. Grow an inch taller. And you guys are done. Alrighty.